I'm Dr. Melissa Black with Empower Family Medicine. In this video series, we've talked about reading and understanding a prescription, and we've talked about some general concepts of over-the-counter and prescription medications that people commonly take. Next, I'd like to talk about something called medication reconciliation. So, when you're taking one or more medications, usually you'll have a medication list that lists all the different things that you're taking. And when you change settings, for example, let's say you go from home to your clinic doctor's office, they're going to have a list in their computer of what they think you're taking. And you have your home list. When you take those two lists and compare them to see if they match, that process is called medication reconciliation. And it's really, really important. And that process should happen at every doctor's visit and every time you change setting. So let's say you go from home and you're sick and you go to the emergency room. That emergency room is going to have a computer system, and they're going to have a medication list in their computer system, maybe from the time you were there 3 years ago. That's still the same as it was 3 years ago. You need to bring your list from home, and during the intake process, be it with the intake nurse or the physician, to compare the lists and make sure that they are updating your list of medications in their computer system to match what you're taking at home. If you go from the emergency room to the hospital ward, you need to do the same process again and double check that the hospital medication list matches what you're supposed to be taking or correctly reflects the changes that were recommended by your hospital team. If you change locations and go from the hospital to a rehab center, or from the hospital to home, you'll be given a new medication list. Usually you'll be given a printout when you leave, and you want to, again, before you leave the hospital, I would suggest that you take your home medication list and look at the hospital discharge medication list and compare the two. And go through that on paper with whoever's taking care of you and make sure that you understand any changes that were made. Every time a person changes setting, their medication list may change. And that may or may not be communicated clearly between people or between computer systems. And so we can't really double check enough a person's medication list. Check for errors, make sure there aren't duplicates, make sure things that were supposed to be there are included, and things that were supposed to be stopped are taken off. That process is called medication reconciliation. It's comparing two different lists and trying to generate the most accurate medication list there is. I'm going to give you an example in the next video of ways medication reconciliation goes wrong so that you can anticipate that and be your own advocate and be empowered in your own health to help prevent medical errors.